Ball across to Dylan. He double in flight. Oh, what a start!
Ooh, into the net.
She does it again.
Yes, and Magdeburg are the champions of Europe. To come up with something here. She has a game. What a comeback!
Yet again, it is time to talk handball again. At This Spin, we talk handball. Your weekly handball podcast, a little more regular than weekly right now. And, we are sitting here in shock after the biggest surprise that this Euro has seen. Spain is ruled out of the tournament. And who else should kick it off other than our fellow Spaniard? What is going on in Spain now?
Wow. Actually, it's a big hit. I think it's a big hit for Spanish handball because I think that the group of players that are in the team now, it's a really good group of players. Almost 100% of them, they are playing in Champions League. Well, not 100%, but I think a very high percentage of them are playing in Champions League. And it's a very tough one to swallow, to be kicked out of the main round at these stages with a national team that, of course, as I said, they deserved it because Austria was simply better during this championship than Spain, but against a nation of like Austria, that in handball, Austria has almost, I don't know the in the history what happened, but has always been a weaker team than the Spanish one. So I think it's a very tough one, and it's going to be interesting how Jordi Rivera is going to try to recover these players from this mental hit, because mentally I think it's going to be very, very hard.
100%. But do you think that the Austrians were the better team today?
I think that the Austrians, they prepared quite well the game, and Spain was not in their best moment. I wouldn't say they were better, but I think they performed at a better level than Spain, because I think that if Spain would perform at their normal level, this game they should have won with 3, 4, 5 goals of difference.
Martin, how did you watch and live through this game? Because Victor and me, we just did the watch along for our Trivago Twitch show, and you were at home probably eating something, but were you even able to swallow it, or was your mouth open from the thunder?
Actually, to be honest, in the beginning I was focusing on all 3 games, but after a while I could see that the Iceland-Hungary game was not that interesting. So I had France-Germany on my big screen, but it ended up only looking at Austria-Spain the entire time because, I know France and Germany played to get points through to the main round, but Spain, Austria was more intense to me because one of the teams had to be kicked out, and and it was pretty even throughout the entire game. And then they had a 2-minute suspension for Austria in the end, and then Makeda got a 2-minute suspension also, and even Saige Hernandez, he came in with a couple of saves, but it's hard to believe that Spain are out because they are, as Victor said, an experienced team with top players in it, and perhaps also a little bit unlucky with injuries. They also had a couple in this match with Casado, a red card for Dushabayev, and 2 injuries earlier in the tournament. And it's in the end, it's unbelievable that a 60-minute sport can be decided with a last-minute goal for a draw. And you know what, you would probably also wish for the wing to go in, but it's always easy to say that afterwards because you have to make a split decision within a second. But I'm pretty shocked about Spain being out because, to be honest, I would say that they were the favorites to win the group. Of course,
By
they had a
far.
tough start. They had a tough start against Croatia, and as Victor said, maybe that was a little bit of a too hard of a hit. But yeah, also as I said, I think the other teams are in that main round are happy about Spain are not going through, because now you have two teams there with 1 point. You have Hungary with 2, and then Iceland with 0. It looks like a good situation for me when I think about Germany.
Yeah, well, let's just stay at that game for a second, because you already said there were so many moments in the match that might have been the turning point, starting with the red card for Dushibayev, him being out for the game. Later on, goalkeeper swap, Sergei Hernandez replacing Gonzalo Perez de Vargas in goal. Perez de Vargas, even a little earlier, saving a shot, catching that out of the air, throwing it across the entire court, and just hitting the post. The 2-minute suspension just short of the end. Which one was eventually the turning point, Victor?
It's easy to remember the last balls that Spain had to maybe take a lead, and they missed, like this shot from Gonzalo, or maybe the shot from Dani Dutsevaev after the save of Sergei Hernandez. But actually, we all know that we remember these moments because are the last ones on the games. But it's the same that if they lost some balls at the beginning of the game, it's the same. So actually, I think it was the whole 60 minutes that Spain, as we predicted, they were not mentally in the position to really believe that they were better team, and that okay, here we are going to win this game. I think that mentally that game against Croatia, it was too heavy for them, and I think that the whole 60 minutes we could see that it was going to be decided at the end, because Spain was not the Spain that we know.
I'm talking to the chat here as well, because those are the moments that I recall just shortly after the match. Can you guys point out a single moment that turned the tie around? Well, if it's just for one single moment, it's easy to go for Bozovic scoring the equalizer with 4 seconds prior to the end. Victor, you looked like you wanted to say something to that.
Yeah, no, for me, if I would have to pick one single moment, for me is the shoot of Dani Dutsevaev. After the save of Sergei Hernandez, Spain, one player less, you just take the ball and let the time pass, because if they would have made a 45-50 second 1 minute attack, then Austria, they wouldn't have the time to score the last goal. So I think that was maybe crucial for the end of the game.
I'm just putting myself into the shoes of the Austrian players right now. So Spain scores with 40 seconds left on the clock. It was 59-20, and then Spain actually went 1 goal up yet again, and they were at 33-32. What is running through the Austrian minds there? How can you stay calm in such a situation where the pressure is so high, where you are so close to a sensation? Each and every one of those 7 players on the court. No, actually it was just 6, because they were a man down, but played with empty goal then. Everybody knows how close to a sensation you are in this moment. What can you do to stay calm in the shoes of Austria then?
The thing is that at the end of the game, when already 59 minutes have been passed, you are that much into the game that you are not thinking in that many things at this moment. You are just focused on what you have to do. And when you actually realize what you have done is after the game, when you go back to the locker room, you check your phone, you see the reaction of the people, But at this moment, I think that the players, they were focused on what Ales Pajovic told them in the timeout, and trying to do their best to take their chance to make history, because I think this is history for Austrian handball. So yeah, but we don't have to forget that Brozovic, Hutecek, Bilic, Bevar, they are all experienced players that they are playing or played in a good leagues, in a good teams, and they have lived some even moments like today.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, they are also players that can play well in these kind of moments.
Martin?
And also in the end, it just, from Austria perspective, they had the ball in their own hands. First of all, that's a nice situation to be in, to actually could decide your own destiny. And on the other hand, you just speak about what to do in the last attack and then focus on that one, and then try not to focus about the scenario, what's going to happen if you miss or if you score. But as Victor said it, Alexi Gomez also missed empty goal. I think it was from the fast middle after they played 7-6 Austria in the first half. So that's probably the most unlikely, is that Spain missed 3 times empty goal, and it was one from Dushabaya Daniel and one from Perez de Vargas, who normally, I would say Perez de Vargas, he's good in this situation. Normally he's just scoring the goals, and it hit the post, and the same did with Alexis. It also hit the post and goes out. And yeah, they had a little bit of unluck there, but yeah, it's also sometimes about putting another pass to it, and then getting closer to goal. But as Victor also said, with Daniel Dushabaya, if he could put the ball under his shirt and just have it there for 1 minute, and then the time would have been ticking. But as a player, sometimes when you stand with the ball and it's an empty goal, it's pretty tempting to be the hero within the next 3 seconds. But you don't think about it that much. But I know for sure afterwards, if you ask Daniel Dushabaya if he's an experienced player, he would say the same. Play the clock, get some seconds off it, and then get to a good situation. They could probably have tried to get the ball a little bit more to the wingers in the second half, because I actually think Alexi Gomez and I forgot the name, and not Angel Fernandez, he was in the first time, but the other one who got the elbow.
Danny Fernandez.
I actually think they played a pretty good game. But it's easy for me to sit and say here now also. But it's a tough one, and if we have to see it from a positive side, then congrats to Austria. For sure, Spain, they will bounce back. Spain will be there next time. The thing about Spain is they normally always there. So it's pretty weird that for the first time Spain is not there. That's the weird thing for me.
Yeah, absolutely. Just right now, Jordan Eck is back in the chat, and I don't know whether you are having the chat open, but he's saying here, guess what happened, because just last week he predicted it that Spain would lose to Austria. I am not sure whether that expression from last week is to be taken seriously, to be honest. But still, that prediction ended up being completely true. So hats off to that. Jordan with the right prediction, and Nina says she lost 5 out of 6 predictions for her. But I do feel like a lot of people did predict today's results wrong, because that is might be a good transition over to the next matches that we have just been watching. Let's stay in that main round group. France beats up Germany with 33-30. And France seems to be getting better and better day by day.
I have to blame Dominic Klein for my predictions today.
That is fair.
I actually only had 2 out of 6 right predictions. I had Croatia and then France, and I actually had the right margin with France, so that was a 3-goal win. But besides that, we were up for some surprising results today. But you know what, with France, they look strong. And if I am correct here, I think Germany had around 8, 9 saves more than France. And then France still being able to win with 3 goals. And Germany won the goalkeeper battle with 8 or 9 saves.
Yeah.
It
was a
could
great
have
goalkeeper
turned out.
battle.
I saw it also with David Spade coming in with on the penalties, but also Andy Wolf did great again. But imagine that goalkeeper battle being a little bit equal, then it could been easily been a one for France with maybe 5-6 goals. But on the other hand, Germany is also rolling a little bit on the home crowd and the atmosphere, and I think they will continue to do so. And for me, they are, with France, the top contenders for the semi-final. But France, a little bit of a weak start against North Macedonia. I think they were behind 10-8. And then after that, also against Switzerland, we thought, okay, what's wrong here? And now they beat Germany and are through to the main round with 2 points. And nobody cares with the result against Switzerland and the weak start against North Macedonia.
And in my opinion, it wasn't even a bad game from Germany. So Germany had a good game. It was close most of the time. It was around the 53rd, 54th minute where France managed to pull away there. But yeah, especially talking about the goalies, Andy Wolf, I don't know the exact numbers where he ended up, but it was somewhere around 40% during the match. And then he didn't save the first 2 penalties. David Spade comes in and saves twice out of 3 times. Then after that, he didn't get too much impact on the penalties either. Consul Mahé with the beauty of a lob over that 2 meters and 2 centimeters giant of David Spade. But still, the way that Germany played against France, who are one of the top favorites, not just for the semifinals, but for gold as well, it should give Germany hope for the main round.
Should, but I also like to think that they are relying a little bit too much on Yuri Knorr when it comes offensively. I know he had 16 shots or something like that, and he played a good game. Did he score 8 or 9 goals and probably had 5, 6, 7 assists? But I would like someone else also to help him offensively. Golla also contribute, but line players, they're relying on good passes. But Kai Hefner, Sebastian Heyman, Köster, there should be other players offensively when it comes to the big teams. I don't think it's enough just to have Juri Knorr.
Yeah, I agree with Martin. I agree with what he's saying, and I would say that they are also relying too much on Andy Wolf, because we have seen today a game when your goalkeeper is so much better than the goalkeeper of the other team, and still you lose by 3 goals. It was not even 1 or 2 different, it was 3 different gap between both of them. So that means that Germany, to beat France, or in this case, in my opinion, Denmark, which are the both bigger favorites for the tournament, they need everything to go their side during the game. Absolutely everything, because if they lost by 3 goal difference and your goalkeeper is 8 or 9 save better than the other one, that means that the ball is not going where it should be. Sometimes you are losing too much times the ball, or you are not ending your attacks shooting the ball. So this is also something I think interesting to analyze.
Still, I can see now they had 6 saves more. Sorry, I can see they have 6 saves more, but still, I think it's winning the goalkeeper battle with 6 saves and still losing. But I don't disagree on Germany playing actually okay, good game. But France, they're just unbelievable good, and actually, it's nice to see these kind of intensive player versus goalkeeper penalty battles. Spade the upper hand against Hugo Deschat. Melvin comes in, also misses, and then Kentin Mahé, a little bit of a breakthrough. And you and me, Bengt, we also spoke about Karabatic not playing the biggest role. He also contributed today. I think he scored 4 goals or something like that. And it's just France at its best. They had everyone in the team can go in and deliver, and Kentin Mahé had I don't think I've seen him play more than 10 minutes before today, and today he scored 5 goals.
And on the other hand, both teams went through to the main round. Martin, you said those are the top favorites to go through to the semifinals as well. Yeah, but Hungary is the other team going in with 2 points. Will that be the crucial match for both teams against Hungary to actually make it?
What's the order of the games in the main round? Against who is Hungary playing first?
I
think they're playing against France. I don't know for sure. I think it's 1 versus number 1, but I'm not sure about this one. But
I think so. I think so too. Yeah.
Germany's game against Hungary will be crucial, because if they lose against Hungary, they're 4 points behind, and head to head they are worse. So of course, but for France coming over with 2 points, and you have Iceland, Germany with 0, and then you have Austria and Croatia with 1 point. I also think that's shaking up the group a little bit, because normally you would see 3 teams with 2 points and 3 with 0 points. And I would say all the teams with 0 points, I think of a maximum, with a little bit of luck, they can maximum lose 1 game. Otherwise, I don't see them go through.
Yeah, so the first game for France will be against Croatia. Or is it? Wait, I'm having a look at it. It is first of Group A against first of Group B on Thursday. Yeah. Then that will be France against Croatia, and the first of Group C starts their matches against the second of Group B, and that
so
will
it's
be
Hungary,
Austria.
Germany. No, Hungary, Austria. Yeah.
Hungary against Austria, and then it will be Iceland against Germany as the next match.
We will see if Austria is capable to maintain this level, because I would say it's probably the perfect game for Hungary to start in the main round going with 2 points, because they can see themselves with 4 points in the main round, and Germany, if they have a bad game against Iceland, maybe they cannot be contenders anymore, because Hungary, they have beaten Iceland already. So it's really interesting what's going to happen in the first round of games of the main round, because it can be not done, but quite clear for France and Hungary.
And then maybe it's time for us to kick it over, because we have a long tournament still ahead of us. It's another week and a half of EHF Euro, of men's EHF Euro 2024. So we can analyze the rest during our upcoming shows. We will be back on Thursday, actually, live from Cologne then. But yeah, let's have a look at main round Group 2. And with that, you can almost say it's a little bit of Scandinavia against the rest of Europe.
Yeah, well, I was surprised about Sweden not winning bigger against the Netherlands, as I said earlier, because the Netherlands was missing out Kai Smits, the best player, and also had an injury to the line player in the game. But Sweden are a tough contender, and you also saw Palika with the save in the end. But yeah, it looks like it's Denmark and Sweden are definitely the favorites, but Slovenia beat Norway, and it's, as Victor said, it can also rely on who Slovenia is playing against in the first game, because let's say they face Portugal, then they win against Portugal, and then they have won against Norway and Portugal, and will be there with 4 points. So that's going to be interesting to see. And I would say the bad thing about Denmark and Sweden here is that they will have Scandinavian derbies against Norway. That will always be special for them, no matter what. Although I, of course, see Denmark and Sweden as favorites in these games, but it will always be a special thing whenever Denmark plays against Sweden or Norway.
100%. Maybe just to give everybody the heads up here, we have Slovenia, Norway, Sweden, Netherlands, Denmark, and Portugal in the main round Group 2. Out of the tournament, Poland, Faroe Islands, Georgia, Bosnia and Herzegovina, Czechia, and Greece. exactly what everybody predicted ahead of the tournament.
The only team that maybe it surprised me in a negative way, it was Serbia, because I think that Serbia after now I'm back maybe in the other group now that you said the teams that are out in the first game against Iceland, how the story could change for them if they would save that ball. Georgic would save that ball and they would end up winning the game against Iceland. Maybe now we would be speaking about Serbia going through with 2 points, because the game against Hungary, it was also very tight. So it was not a disappointment, because they were very, very close in the 2 games against Iceland and Hungary, but they just ended up kicked out of the championship with an amazing group of players, in my opinion.
Yeah, 100%. And now it goes through to the main round. Who do you guys expect to end up being in the semis?
I can start, Victor, but I just have to be fair, because I said it earlier also about Denmark. A lot of people spoke about Denmark haven't been top performing, but they come out of the group phase, okay, against Czech Republic, Greece, and Portugal, but they come out with the team who has conceded the fewest goals, scored the most goals, have the most saves, and they have a goal difference in the group with plus 31. And having that in mind, that all the other teams, France drew against Switzerland, Austria drew against Spain, and so on and so on. I think if they still think that they underperformed, then I'm a little bit worried about the level that Denmark think themselves that they can bring up. But I'm gonna stick with my prediction about Denmark and Sweden, and then I actually say France, and then I have to say I don't have to, but I will say Germany.
Yeah, that's exactly what Nina says in the chat, and it is the logical call right now, I would say. So after everything that happened, just coming back to your Denmark take there, they have the freaking best goalkeeper duo that this Euro has seen so far. Niklas Landin is subbed off in the first match because they think that he didn't have too good of a game. Emil Nielsen steps in. 72% of saves, 13 saves out of 18 shots. Then the next game comes, and I think it's Landin again who outperforms each and everybody else with 40%-ish. And last game against Portugal went for 17 saves and 42 shots against, again averaging at 40% there. Even if you break through that very solid Denmark defense, you are going to face a giant in goal.
That's the thing, because he had 10 saves in 17 minutes in the second half against Portugal yesterday. 10 saves in 17 minutes, that's unbelievable. But as I said also earlier, I don't think defensively Denmark has been super, super good, but they had some top goalkeeper performances. I think they have struggled a little bit against some faster players. So it's going to be interesting to see if Luke Steins can do anything against Denmark, or if they will adjust the defense that they have had so far. But it's always nice that if you make mistakes, then you look back and Emil or Niklas Landin will do their job. But Emil has been probably the best goalkeeper in Machine City EHF Champions League. And Niklas Landin, we know the level, he's one of the best with Andy Wolf and Perez Divagas. So at the moment, it looks good, but we also just saw with the results today, it can change really, really quick. But I also have to say, when I said Germany in the semifinals, Hungary, they come through with 2 points. I didn't expect Hungary to go through to the main round. I had Serbia and Iceland to go through from that one. And now they have 2 points, and they will play against Austria in the first game. Okay, let's see. Let's see what they can do.
Probably no disagreements from your side, Victor, when it comes down to main round group 2, isn't it?
The only doubt I have is Sweden and Slovenia, because as Martin said, Sweden, they have not shown themselves as strong and as regular as they used to show. In the game against Netherlands, it was quite nerve-wracking for the Swedish fans because they didn't see their team. It was like today with Spain, but okay, they ended up winning the game.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure if Sweden is going to step up and put one gear more and play better than what they did. If they don't, I think that Slovenia, they have a chance there to also try to be in the semifinals. But of course, the favorites are Denmark and Sweden.
Yeah,
And
100%.
it will be interesting with the matchup because, as you said, Victor, also Slovenia beat Norway with 1 goal, and Sweden beat the Netherlands with 1 goal. So you have 4 teams where it's pretty equal, and we still forget about Portugal. Portugal, Norway, some team they will beat another team in the group that will mix it up. So it's gonna look like, whoa, what happened here? And then it's gonna be head to head and main round as the best because we see ourselves with our predictions. It doesn't always go as we expect with favorites and predictions. They'll probably in the main round, they will also be shaking up stuff.
Yeah. I agree.
But I would say, guys, it's 22:46 right now, and Victor needs to get rid of a little bit of anger that is waiting for him. Martin needs to work in the morning, and that's why I would say let's wait for the main round to give us the answers that we are waiting for. It will be an intense one, and we are gonna follow it straight out of Cologne, and I'm very much looking forward to it. And so with that, I would say let's end our podcast recording at least. Just stay with us on the live stream for a second. With our classical words, we will hear each other again on Thursday in our live show when it's time to talk handball again.